Weekends come and go. This is one weekend that mattered. I think we tend to gloss over it, though, because our brains can't absorb it. A perfect God accepting imperfection. And omnipotent, omnipresent, omniscient, all-powerful, all-knowing, all-present, the whole thing, accepting the limits that we have as humankind. That's nothing in the English language that gives us that. I mean, you think about all those stories in the Bible, most of them you can get a bite of something. You're like, all right, yes, there was fire that came down from heaven, but there was a big boom. Guys can get that. You know, we get that, and we can conceptualize even the supernatural because we see it in the movies. But this idea of a God doing this is just so far beyond our comprehension, sometimes I think we just give up. And so as a result, I have done this, I am so guilty of this. As a result, we take Easter and we put it on a shelf somewhere. We take Easter, the story of Easter, the power of Easter, and we put it somewhere else because this I can chew on. This I can understand. Easter's bigger than me. I mean, this is, if you have your Bibles, this is in Romans 5. I mean, we all always talk about John 3:16. Everybody knows John, well, most everybody knows John 3:16. For God so loved the world, and gave his only begotten Son. Whoever believes in him will not perish, but have everlasting life. The gospel in one verse. I think this one's pretty right near close on the heels. It's Romans 5, and it's verses 6 to 8. Talking about Christ's death. You see it just the right time. I like that. At just the right time. You know, have you heard that saying? God's never early. Never, what is it?
Never late.
Never early, no. It's never late, rarely early, but always on time. There it is. At just the right time, when we were still powerless, I love that part, Christ died for the ungodly. Very rarely will anyone die for a righteous man, though for a good one, someone might dare to die. This one gives me chills every time I read it. But God demonstrates his own love for us in this. While we were still sinners, finish it for me. And that's probably the nucleus of what's so hard to grasp in this, because when someone hurts you, when someone willingly disobeys you, parents, when someone intentionally takes the knife, sticks it in, turns it, pulls it back out, we generally respond with rage, with fury, with bitterness. And we wait for them to come say they're sorry. We think whether or not we'll decide to forgive them, and then we do. God demonstrates his own love for us in this. That while we were, what? Still sinning, right? Like still just screwing up and saying, you know what, God? You can fill in that blank. He said, okay, I'll die for you anyway. So this morning, I want to ask you if perhaps you've let the busyness of life or the whole concept of Easter just fly past you, man. I mean, it is gone. It is out of your vocabulary. It's way, way out there. I want to ask you to kind of just look inside yourself for a moment. Kind of just process your soul. And ask yourself, be completely honest, what's at the center of your life? Is it family? Cool. Family is uber important. I say all the time, there is no greater mission field in your life than your family. But if Christ isn't at the center of your life, you got a problem. Or maybe it's your job. Sure, you got to have a job because you got to feed the kids, you got to feed the family, you got to take care, you got to pay the bills. Job should be really important. Shouldn't be the center. Maybe it's a marriage. Maybe it's a relationship like you are so wrapped up in this person. They are your everything. That's a problem. Christ came and gave this gift that is just so unfathomable, it's almost impossible to put into words. And all he asks is that you accept that gift into the center of your being. And let him infect, for lack of a better term, everything else in your life. Let him come in to your marriage, to your job, to your parenting, to your family, to your relationship, to everything you do. Because if he's not at the center, all that stuff is broken. If you realize, if you're like, okay, yeah, you know what, that's me. Because we do that sometimes weekly. Then as we sing this last song together, make this your prayer. You don't have to get fancy in prayer. Just sing this out and say, Christ, be the center of my life. You know where I've been. Okay, you know where I've been. I'm saying today, again, be the center